The journey of losing 10 kilograms in just 2 months began on a rather ordinary day, one that felt like any other. I stood in front of the mirror. The reflection staring back at me was a reminder of the weight I had been carrying, both physically and emotionally. It wasn't just about the numbers on the scale. It was about how I felt in my own skin, the fatigue that clung to me, and the mental fog that seemed to cloud my every thought. I knew I needed to make a change, but the question was, how? The first step was acknowledgement. I had to confront the reality of my situation. I was tired of feeling sluggish, of avoiding mirrors, and of wearing clothes that didn't fit right. I decided to take control of my life, to reclaim my health and my confidence. I set a goal to lose 10 kilograms in 2 months. It felt ambitious, maybe even unrealistic, but I was determined to try. With my goal in mind, I started researching weight loss strategies. I quickly learned that there was no magic pill or quick fix. It would require commitment, discipline, and a willingness to change my habits. I began by assessing my diet. For years, I had indulged in convenience foods, takeout meals, sugary snacks, and late-night binge eating while watching television. I realized that if I wanted to see real change, I needed to overhaul my eating habits. I started by keeping a food diary. Every meal, every snack, and every drink was documented. This simple act of writing down what I consumed was eye-opening. I was shocked to see how many empty calories I was taking in daily. It was clear that I needed to make healthier choices. I began by incorporating more fruits and vegetables into my meals, opting for whole grains instead of refined carbs, and choosing lean proteins. I also made it a point to drink more water, aiming for at least 2 liters a day. Hydration became a priority. It helped me feel fuller and curbed unnecessary snacking. However, changing my diet was just one piece of the puzzle. I knew I needed to incorporate exercise into my routine, but the thought of hitting the gym was daunting. I had never been an athlete, and the idea of working out in front of others made me anxious. Instead of shying away from physical activity, I decided to start small. I began with daily walks, gradually increasing the distance and pace. Walking became my sanctuary. It was a time for reflection, for listening to podcasts, and for simply enjoying the fresh air. After a couple of weeks, I felt ready to challenge myself further. I enrolled in a local fitness class that focused on bodyweight exercises. The first few sessions were tough, and I struggled to keep up with the instructor and the other participants. There were moments when I wanted to give up, but I pushed through. I reminded myself of my goal, of the reasons I started this journey. Slowly but surely, I began to see improvements. I became stronger, more agile, and my confidence began to grow. As the weeks rolled on, I faced numerous challenges. There were days when I felt like I was making no progress at all. The scale would fluctuate, and I would feel disheartened. I learned that weight loss is not linear. It comes with ups and downs. I had to remind myself that the journey wasn't just about the number on the scale. It was about building a healthier lifestyle, creating sustainable habits, and nurturing my body. Social situations posed another challenge. Friends would invite me out for dinner or drinks, and I often felt the pressure to indulge. In the beginning, I would struggle with feelings of guilt whenever I deviated from my meal plan. However, I learned to navigate these situations with mindfulness. I started making healthier choices when dining out, opting for grilled options instead of fried, and enjoying smaller portions. I also allowed myself the occasional treat, understanding that balance was key. It was about progress, not perfection. As I continued to shed the weight, I noticed other positive changes in my life. My energy levels soared, and I found myself more productive at work. I slept better at night, waking up feeling refreshed instead of groggy. My mood improved significantly. I felt lighter, both physically and mentally. I embraced the small victories along the way, celebrating each kilogram lost as a testament to my hard work and dedication. 2 months passed, and I stepped on the scale, holding my breath in anticipation. The numbers flashed before my eyes, and I couldn't believe it. I had lost 10 kilograms. The feeling was euphoric. I had achieved what I set out to do, but more importantly, I had transformed my mindset. I realized that this wasn't just a temporary fix. It was a lifestyle change. I had learned to listen to my body, to nourish it with wholesome foods, and to move it regularly. Reflecting on my journey, I recognized the lessons I had learned along the way. First and foremost, I discovered the importance of self-discipline and consistency. Change doesn't happen overnight. It requires daily effort and commitment. I also learned the value of patience. There were times when the scale didn't reflect my hard work, but I understood that true progress takes time. Moreover, I learned to be kind to myself. There were days when I faltered, when I craved comfort foods or skipped workouts. Instead of beating myself up, I practiced self-compassion. I reminded myself that setbacks are a part of the journey, and what mattered was getting back on track. Finally, I realized that my weight loss journey was about more than just losing kilograms. It was about gaining a sense of empowerment. I felt proud of what I had accomplished, not just in terms of weight loss, but in developing a healthier relationship with food and exercise. I had taken control of my life, and that was the most rewarding part of it all. As I moved forward, I knew I wanted to maintain my progress. I continued to set new goals, whether it was trying new recipes, exploring different workout routines, or even participating in local fun runs. This journey had ignited a passion for health and wellness that I never knew existed within me. In the end, losing 10 kilograms in 2 months was just the beginning. It was a catalyst for a lifelong commitment to a healthier, happier me. The challenges I faced taught me resilience. The strategies I employed instilled discipline, and the lessons I learned shaped my perspective on life. I had embarked on a journey of transformation, and I was excited to see where it would lead me next.